Where Nothing Bleeds by Interstellarism on AO3. Episode 6. Chapter 6. Convergence. Ryland and Simon were two people connected by dying stars. Grace finds himself thinking about their circumstances that night, tossing and turning in his sleep. The quiet rapture was an incident wherein all inhabitable planets and stars collectively vanished. He could only base his understanding off of what Simon told him, and how he phrased it. Every single habitable planet and star in the universe vanished. The only humans that were left were the ones left behind on the space stations. We called it our new Eden. Eden. Grace tries to imagine it. He pictures all of the known and unknown universe's stars just simultaneously disappearing until nothing was left. Tries to imagine what the consequences of that would be, and every single time he arrives at the same conclusion. Impossible. He meant what he said the day he met Simon. It sounded like he dreamt it up. Reaching Telceti using an astrophage power ship that held the entirety of Earth's knowledge, fishing on Adrian's atmosphere, skimming a planetary envelope to harvest an organism that converted stellar energy, trying to identify and trap a predator that they could not even see, relying entirely on direct data and interference, breeding an extremely specific nitrogen-resistant strand of Telmeba through controlled mutation and selection. All of those things were absurd, complex, so far beyond anything humanity had done before that they bordered on insanity. But they were still possible. Every step, no matter how dangerous or unlikely, had a chain of cause and effect behind it, something that could be measured and understood. Highly probability, with a minor risk of death, but possible. The quiet rapture was none of those things. His logical conclusion was that Simon dreamt it up, and that there must have been another reason he was there. He kept coming back to the vigilante group theory, that life on Earth had gotten so bad that they were now small groups that wanted to try their own solution to the astrophage crisis, and that's why the SM-13 seemed so crudely made. After all, it would have taken 13 years for the Beatles to reach Earth. He doesn't know what might have happened in that time span. He wakes up the next morning with the thought in his mind. If Simon had dreamt it up, then how do you explain the blood? Armando scanned it. It was human blood, but it wasn't Simon's. That part seriously freaked him out when he found out. But asking Simon further questions did nothing but confuse him. A creature in the blood ocean? The very concept of a blood ocean itself? Maybe he should just stifle the noisy scientist in the head and accept it. He's on an alien planet for fudging's sake. Simon's presence wasn't the only impossible thing here, even if it was, by far, the only thing Grace couldn't figure out. He had a new companionship, a good friend. He wouldn't spend his lifespan all alone. Eridians live for about 700 years. His own lifespan was peanuts compared to that. Rocky told him that Eridian scientists would do their best to prolong his life, but he knew they couldn't magically make up Earth-specific nutrients that he would need later on in his life. He accepted that, too. Meeting Simon was the best thing that could have happened to him. He wouldn't take that for granted by asking questions that couldn't be answered. Grace! Grace friend! He hears rapid knocking on his door. He chuckles to himself. It was more like insistent banging rather than knocking. I'm coming, I'm coming. He opened the door, and there his best friend was, waving his claw in his face. Hi, Grace. Hi, Rocky. Grace smiles, opening the door a bit wider for him. He watches his friend walk inside. He's gotten used to the sound of him running around by now. He's glad he didn't have to be in a huge, cumbersome ball. Eridian students in classroom now. Time wake Simon friend up? Question? Time to go wake Simon up. Grace likes Simon friend? Question. His brain stops working momentarily. Stirring his cup of coffee. By like, what do you mean exactly? Rocky tilts his carapace. Like, want mate. Crud. Was he being that obvious? He swore he wasn't. What made you reach that conclusion, buddy? It is not hard. Grace obvious when Grace likes something. Grace face leak. Grace tremble. Grace heart beat very fast. All happened with Simon Friend. Rocky was forgetting to mention that all happened back on the Hail Mary too, with just the two of them. He had a lot of love to give, and for the first time in his life, he was finally able to give it. And to you, that means I want a mate. Grace Simon heart beat together. I see it. Hearts beating together. When did he see? Oh, the hug. To an Eridian who could see through walls, he must have seen their heartbeats sync up. That's just what a hug between two humans is supposed to look like, pal. His carapace tilts again. So, Grace no wants Simon as mate? Question. Simon's smart, like Grace. Darn. He's not entirely wrong, either. I I don't know, buddy. I mean, I do like him, physically and emotionally. He checks off a lot of my boxes for me, but I don't know if he'd be ready for that kind of thing. He's been through a lot. Rocky climbs up onto the counter. Grace also goes through a lot. He smiles to himself. Yeah, but humans deal with things differently. I might be okay with it, but he might not want something like that with me. And that's okay. Only two humans on Erid. Yep. Mating not guaranteed? Even with only one option? Yep. Humans are strange. He laughs out loud. That we are. You not even try? Question? Try asking him? Maybe, but I need to gather the courage. Grace not lacking in courage. Grace save Rocky. Stars. Earth. Erid. I couldn't have done that without you. He reaches out towards Rocky's suit and places his hand on the surface. Briefly, since it felt like touching a warm stove. But Rocky understands the sentiment, anyways. At this point, he didn't have to over explain himself. Rocky just understood. He walks over to Simon's half of the house, now expanded to accommodate him better. Eridian architects worked very fast. Good morning. Oh, oh no. Simon was shirtless. Simon was standing there with his shirt off, taking out a fresh shirt from the cabinet. He's staring at Grace, confused. He's staring at him with his big muscles and firm pecs. Wait, no. He's staring at him with his eyeballs. Eyes are the ones that normally stare at things, not biceps. Thanks, brain. Grace spins around, nearly knocking himself over against the door. I'm sorry, I should have knocked. I just wanted to say. I'm heading over to my classroom now. It's at the edge of the beach, by the cave. You won't miss it. You've seen me naked before. Simon speaks behind him. What? No, I haven't. But then who? Oh, who cleaned you up? That wasn't me. That was Armando. The robot nanny. It was designed to facilitate calm the patients, so there was no need for human intervention. Oh, did Simon sound dejected? He won't look into that. I'll get going. I'll see you in class. Skedaddling his way out of the house, he takes his first breath outside, panting. What the hell was that? It's going to take a lot more than courage to talk to him, Rock. I'll sooner save the stars all over again. And good morning, everyone. All right, take your seats. Today we'll be joined by my good friend Simon. He's a human, just like me, obviously. He'll be sitting in and listening with you guys. Simon walks in and gives an awkward wave before sitting on the chair nearby. Grace smiles. He doesn't even realize how much this means to him. He clasps his hands. Let's talk planets today. We're starting with my favorite one. He taps the display. A sphere appears. Blue, green, white. Earth, he says. My home. The Eridians make 100 different noises. Most of them were eager. Some were pointing out the word favorite. Grace laughs. Obviously, I like Erid a lot, but Earth is where I came from, and humans live so short that we only have one favorite. So, let's talk about it. Can anyone tell me some quick Earth facts? One purple-colored Eridian raises her hand. Grace decides to name them Abby, in honor of one of his students. Shape near spherical, not perfect sphere. Rotation causes equilurical bulge. Grace points at her. Yes, you're already better at this than my middle schoolers. A ripple of curious clickings passes through the others. Earth has layers. Grace continues, switching the display. The planet peels apart like a diagram in a textbook. Crust, mantle core. He hesitates, then crouches slightly, dragging his finger through the air like he was drawing on sand. Crust is where the humans live. Very thin, like... He glances at Rocky, who was also sitting by and nodding. Like the outermost layer of your shell. Rocky tilts. Shell thickness comparison acceptable. Great. Rocky smiles. I'll take acceptable. To them, Rocky was a superstar. It would be the equivalent of Albert Einstein coming in to teach a freshman physics class. He was probably just as insane, though. An alien teaching them about science. The Eridian kids make giggling noises. Being fluent in Eridian was great. He could finally distinguish their laughter from their speaking tone. He taps again. The core glows brighten. This part is very hot. Iron and nickel. Moves around, creates magnetic field. A cluster of Eridians click sharply, and he recognized the sound as interest. Magnetic field purpose? One asks. Protection. He says. Solar radiation, bad, bad, bad. Magnetic field deflects it. He mimics particles bouncing off an invisible shield, complete with sound effects, like a puppet show. Rocky laughs beside him. Of course, this amuses his friend the most. Pew pew. No death. Clarification. Pew pew, not scientific unit. Grace snorts. It is today. The display shifts again, this time to clouds rolling over the oceans. Now, this is important. Water. The clicking changes. Earth has a lot of it. Liquid, solid, gas. The planet cycles between all three. Humans need water to survive. And so does Earth. He draws a looping motion. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Rocky immediately echoes him. He makes a great substitute. Phase change cycle. Yes, Grace says, pointing again, like a proud teacher. Exactly. He glances around at them. These alien beings, who process faster than him, calculate better than him, understands physics like it was nothing, and yet they were all watching him like he was the expert. Back on Earth, he was just a teacher. Up here, he is Earth. Crazy, he thinks. I'm crazy. He catches a glance at Simon, who was staring directly at him with a look in his eyes. A look Grace couldn't really describe. He looked so serious. What was on his mind, he wonders. His throat tightens. Okay. He clears his throat, continuing. One more thing. Class was over now. He takes off his sweater, sitting down on his chair while facing the beach. He liked feeling the chill on his skin at the end of the day. It was a bunch of industrial-sized fans simulating the ocean breeze, but it was enough. Opening a notebook, checking over his curriculum again, listening to the ambient sounds of the waves crashing gently against the shore, pen scribbling down notes. Hey. He looks up. It was Simon, pulling up a chair beside him. Grace fixes his glasses. Hey. He sits up a bit. The waves keep crashing. Thought you'd be home by now. It's getting late. What are you still doing here? Taking in the fresh air, and technically it's not late. I could manually turn up a dial that would make it afternoon again. Simon scuffs through his nose, amused. Thought your class was great. Yeah? Grace smiles. Yeah, I haven't thought of science class in ages. Back at Eden, they had to show the kids lessons from old recordings of Earth that they managed to salvage. Grace nods. He doesn't talk about Eden a lot. Simon looks out to sea. The teacher was always nice to us. She wasn't so much of a teacher as much as she was just another soldier, but I liked attending her classes. She sounds like a great woman. Yeah. What did she teach you? Mostly the history of Earth, before the Quiet Rapture, how human civilization prospered for a while. Technology was at its peak. World peace. I don't think it was true at all, but she wanted us to stay optimistic. They both listen to the waves. Simon continues. Grace holds on to every word. She told us that before everything started going dark, some government officials already knew something was wrong. Stars weren't acting right. They didn't call it the rapture yet, not back then. Grace nods solemnly. What did they try to do? They made a ship, sent a mission out into deep space, looking for a solution. Something to stop it before it spread any further. It didn't work. The rapture happened shortly after. Grace's brows furrows as he stares down at the sand. Suddenly, he hears Simon grunt beside him. Grace's head whips over his side, frowning. Simon had his hand against his temple. What's wrong? Another headache? Yeah, it always happens. A failed mission bound for deep space, searching for something they barely understood. And then the stars died. Or, well, vanished. But if stars suddenly lost their luminosity, wouldn't that seem like a fire going out? Wouldn't that look like vanishing? Why did that sound awfully familiar? Wow, we are already getting close to the end here. Holy shit. Chapter 7 is already coming up. It's gonna be a decently sized, kind of the same as this. I think it's gonna be like 2-3 minutes less, though. But it's roughly gonna be around the same size. I'm thinking of either doing another Byler fic or maybe trying to find some other, fandom that I could do. Any recommendations? Put them in the comments if you have any fandoms you want me to read for. I know I was looking to see if I had some Deathcast ones. I quite enjoy Deathcast. Adam Silvera? Adam Silvera is one of my favorite authors. I love his books, and I especially love his Deathcast series. It has to be by far one of my favorite books, and one of my favorite series of books, and my favorite book comes from that series. My favorite book, funny enough, not being the first book, being The Survivor Wants to Die at the End. I feel like that one really shines and resonates. Not only is it bigger, the world building is better. I just like it so much. I've been getting into reading back a lot more, so I've actually been reading a lot less fan fictions. So I actually haven't read a fan fiction in a solid 2 weeks now. It's a little weird. Obviously, we're not counting what I'm reading here, for the channel, but it's been a little weird. I think I fluctuate between reading books and reading, or not books, but reading books, like published books, and reading fan fiction on the regular. Like, I fluctuate between the two. Sometimes I can read both at the same time, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I read published books for like a couple weeks, and then I go back to reading fan fiction for a couple weeks, or in cases for fan fiction, months, up to years, till I find a book that I like, and then I drop fan fiction for a bit and read that published book. It is what it is. I've been reading lately. I'm actually reading the Project Hail Mary book. It is really cool. It is really nice. I am listening to the audiobook in Audible, but I'm also following along in my physical book. I got the paperback because right now the book costs like a lot. I also think it has to do with the fact that it was just made into a movie, so it's going to be costing a lot. The paperback costs $22. I remember when paperbacks used to be like $10, and like hardcover books used to be $50. So I'm shocked that some books could be up to $30. The hardcover of this one was $30. What do you mean? And I don't even mean the edition with like, Ryan Reynolds' face on it, just like anything. Any of them. I personally like the cover with Ryan Reynolds' face on it. Sometimes I hate when books have like the pictures of the live interpretation or the adaptation, like the movie adaptation or the show adaptation on the covers. Because I'm like, well, that's not... Sometimes like in the book, I don't know, sometimes I just don't like it. In this case, I really, really do like it. I think Ryan Gosling did a really, really good job at portraying Ryland Grace and being Ryland Grace. I'm reading this and I'm reading through the first chapter, and all I could think of, this character, like, I see, Ryan there. Like, I see Ryan Gosling playing him, not any other. Imagine a world where it was Ryan Reynolds. I would never like that movie. I don't think he would be able to pull it off, no offense. I feel like he'd try to change the script a bit so that it's funny and like Deadpoolish, like he does. But like this book and this story does not need that. Don't get me wrong, there's still funny bits and a bit of humor, but I really, really love the humor they did in the movie a lot more than what would have been if it would have been improv'd by Ryan Reynolds. And I really hope that Ryan Gosling gets an award for this. It's a really good movie that I really, really loved. I got a lot of my friends into it because it's just such a good read or a good watch. And now I'm gonna be able to read it. And so far, I'm in chapter 3 now, and holy moly, is it so good. It's like, I think it's like, okay, originally it's 16 hours to listen to an audio, like an Audible. Right now it's 13 hours for me because I put it in 1.2 speed. I'm gonna see if I can do 1.3. I like to do that faster because I like to listen to it faster. I don't know how people listen to it in regular speed. That shit is crazy to me. I like it in full speed. Like, I like it fast. I need to be able to, like, fully fast. There's a lot of parts in this book that I absolutely love that was not included in, you know, the movie. For example, the soft feminine voice lacks emotion, and the pronunciation is identical to the previous time she said it. It's a computer. A computer is hassling me. I'm even more irritated now. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Another line that I have highlighted so far is towards the end of chapter 2, which is, so, I'm a single man in my 30s who lives alone in a small apartment. I don't have any kids, but I like kids a lot. I don't like where this is going. A teacher! I'm a school teacher. I remember now. Oh, thank God. I'm a teacher. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much, so much. I think a lot of the time, audiobooks is like make or break with like who you're listening to. Same with like podfics. It's the same thing. I really hope I'm not a break it for a lot of people. I really hope I have the author, narrator tone. I feel like I do. I feel like I get into a tone. Like right now, I'm like speaking normally, but if I were to open a random page, they put me in yet another jet with another non-talkative pilot. I feel like I don't know. I've noticed that in myself, that I have a sort of kind of narrator voice sometimes. Whatever that means. But no, yeah, sometimes I get into like a narrator voice, and I don't like to say that it's deeper toned, but like, I don't know, something's there. Something happens. It's not even like instinctually. Like whenever I'm reading something out loud, I could read what's on this cup of noodles right now, and it'll be in that narrator voice, and I'm not intentionally doing it. It's just like activates, you know? Handle with care, especially when serving with children. What? Like, really? What happens? What happened? I think, like... Hold up, I need to read another thing. Where's that? Ready to earn rewards. Scan me. I feel like, I don't know. Something happens. Anyways. There's something bad happening in Oz. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. See, I'm doing it again. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.